The Battle of Hastings, a detailed account. Background and context. The Battle of Hastings, fought on October 14, 1066, is one of the most significant events in English history, marking the beginning of Norman rule in England. The battle was fought between the Norman French army of Duke William II of Normandy and the English army led by King Harold II. The context leading to this pivotal battle involves a complex web of political intrigue, familial claims, and a struggle for power that shaped the destiny of England. The death of Edward the Confessor. The seeds of the conflict were sown with the death of Edward the Confessor, the childless King of England, on January 5, 1066. Edward's lack of a direct heir led to a power vacuum, with several claimants vying for the English throne. Among these were Harold Godwinson, the powerful Earl of Wessex, William, Duke of Normandy, and Harold Hardrada, the King of Norway. Edward had reportedly promised the throne to William during a visit to Normandy in 1051. Additionally, in 1064, Harold Godwinson had allegedly sworn an oath to support William's claim, possibly under duress after being shipwrecked on the coast of Ponthieu and handed over to William. Despite these claims, the Witenagemot, the Council of Nobles, elected Harold Godwinson as king, and he was crowned on January 6, 1066. William's preparations. Upon hearing of Harold's coronation, William began preparations for an invasion, determined to assert his claim to the English throne. He secured papal support, which lent religious legitimacy to his cause and helped recruit soldiers from across Normandy and beyond. William's fleet, built over several months, assembled at the mouth of the River Dives, where he awaited favorable winds for the crossing. The Norwegian invasion. While William was preparing his invasion, Harold faced another threat from the north. Harold Hardrada, King of Norway, allied with Harold's estranged brother Tostig, launched an invasion of England. On September 20th, 1066, Hardrada and Tostig defeated the northern earls Edwin and Morcar at the Battle of Fulford near York. This victory was short-lived, as Harold rapidly marched his army north and decisively defeated Hardrada and Tostig at the Battle of Stamford Bridge on September 25, 1066. Both Hardrada and Tostig were killed, ending the Norwegian threat. The invasion and march to battle. As Harold celebrated his victory in the north, William seized the opportunity to sail for England. Favorable winds finally arrived, and on September 28, 1066, William landed at Pevensey on the southern coast of England. He quickly moved to secure the port of Hastings and began fortifying his position. Harold, upon learning of William's landing, marched his army south, covering approximately 200 miles in less than 2 weeks. This forced march left his troops exhausted, but Harold did not delay and sought to confront William as soon as possible to prevent the Normans from consolidating their foothold. The Battle of Hastings. On the morning of October 14, 1066, the two armies met near the town of Hastings. Harold's forces occupied a strong defensive position on Senlac Hill, now known as Battle, with their backs protected by a dense forest. The English army consisted mainly of housecarls, professional soldiers, and the fyrd, militia levied from the free men of the shires. They formed a shield wall, a formidable defensive tactic that presented a solid barrier to attackers. William's army was composed of a mix of archers, infantry, and cavalry. His troops were well equipped and trained, with a significant portion being seasoned veterans of previous campaigns. The battle began with a barrage of arrows from Norman archers, followed by infantry assaults. However, the English shield wall held firm, repelling the initial attacks. The turning point. William then ordered his cavalry to charge, but these attacks also failed to break the English lines. At a critical moment, a rumor spread among the Normans that William had been killed, causing panic and a potential rout. William quickly removed his helmet to show his men he was still alive, rallying them to continue the fight. Recognizing the strength of the English shield wall, William employed a tactical, feigned retreat. Norman troops pretended to flee in panic, luring segments of the English forces into a pursuit. Once the English lines broke formation, the Normans turned and attacked the pursuers, inflicting heavy casualties. Harold's death and the collapse of English resistance. The battle continued for several hours, with both sides enduring heavy losses. The decisive moment came late in the day when Harold was killed. The exact circumstances of his death are unclear, but according to the Bayeux Tapestry, he was struck in the eye by an arrow. This event, whether entirely accurate or symbolic, marked the collapse of English resistance. With Harold dead and their defensive position compromised, the remaining English forces were gradually overwhelmed. The Normans secured the battlefield, and the victory belonged to William. Aftermath and consequences. The Battle of Hastings was a turning point in English history. William marched on London, encountering little resistance as the remaining English nobility sought to preserve their positions by submitting to his rule. On Christmas Day, 1066, William was crowned King of England in Westminster Abbey, marking the beginning of Norman rule. The Norman conquest had profound and lasting effects on England. The introduction of Norman culture, language, and governance transformed English society. The feudal system was solidified, and the Normans built numerous castles and fortifications to secure their control. The Domesday Book, completed in 1086, provided a detailed survey of land holdings and resources, facilitating efficient taxation and administration. The conquest also led to significant changes in the English church, with Norman clergy replacing Anglo-Saxon bishops and abbots. This restructuring strengthened ties between England and the broader European continent, integrating the country more fully into the political and cultural currents of medieval Europe. Legacy: the Battle of Hastings and the Norman conquest are remembered as foundational events in English history. They marked the end of the Anglo-Saxon era and the beginning of a new chapter characterized by Norman influence. The blending of Anglo-Saxon and Norman cultures eventually gave rise to the English language and identity as we know them today. The battle site itself, now known as Battle Abbey, remains a place of historical significance and reflection. Established by William as penance for the bloodshed, it stands as a testament to the profound changes wrought by that fateful day in 1066. In conclusion, the Battle of Hastings was not just a clash of armies, but a convergence of destinies. It reshaped the political landscape of England, laid the groundwork for modern English culture, and left an indelible mark on the annals of history. The story of this epic confrontation continues to captivate and inform, illustrating the enduring impact of this pivotal moment in time.